Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel here. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you a full passing tips video, how to pass the best in Madden NFL 20. I know the run game kind of dominates this game, but passing is also a huge part of Madden. So today I'm going to bring you guys just tips that will help you pass better, get more completions, and get more touchdowns. Now quickly before we start the video, we are only 3 subscribers away from hitting 1,300, so if you guys could drop a sub and also turn your notifications, that would be very appreciated. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date on my most recent videos, that will be down in the link in the description as well. And if you want to see the full playlist to all of my Madden schemes, that will be up in the top right corner here. But guys, let's go ahead, let's get into it. So essentially in this video we are going to be I'm currently using the Oakland Raiders playbook, and I'm just going to give you guys simple tips on how to pass. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. So here we go guys, we're going to be using this drag under play. We're just going to be going through we're going to we'll just pick a random play here for the Los Angeles Rams. And then we are going to be respotting the ball. So we're going to respot it to, let's go there. Let's go to the 50-yard line as we usually do. And I'm actually going to start out with some, easy passing tips here. I'm just going to pick man coverage. Actually, no, we're just going to go with random plays, and then eventually we'll move on to like different coverages. So basically guys, I'm going to be showing you, the first tip I'm going to be showing you guys is how to high and low pass, and I'm going to show you what situations they're best for. So low passes are basically, and low passes or high passes are basically what they do is in the name. If low passes, you can pass it low. High pass, you can pass it high. Now, in the best situations to use a high pass in is where you're throwing to your tight end in the end zone, and they're going to have to leap up to get it. And if you have a really good tight end, he can leap up to get it, and it'll be out of the reach of the opponent. And the biggest thing is if he can come down with it despite getting hit, if he does. And low passes are really good if you got to fit it in tight if you got to fit the pass in tight windows. They are the best to do that with. So basically, I'm going to show you examples of both, so we're just going to run this play. So low pass here, you're just going to hold LT as you're throwing it. As you can see, low pass accurate, and the receiver might have to dive out a little bit to get the ball, but it is best in putting it in tight windows. Moving on here, we do have the high pass, so you're going to hold L1, and as you can see, we reached up and we aggressive catched it, which is going to be wire triangle, and that is the low and high pass here. Those are the two types of passes that you can do. And basically low passes, you hit the left trigger as you're throwing it, and then high passes you hold the left trigger for low pass, and high pass you hold the L1 button. And basically that is what it is. Moving on here to the other different types of passes here, I'm going to show you guys how to do a touch pass as well as a bullet pass. So a bullet pass is very simple. You're going to hold the receiver. Let's say I want to hit Devontae Freeman, the BRO route coming on this drag route. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold O in. It's going to hit him in stride. It's going to be a really quick pass, and it's very hard for the opponent to stop. And then moving on here, touch passes are better on like streaks and whatnot. If you can lob it up, and you'll be able to catch the ball that way. And if you do bullet passes, they are best for, once again, fitting it into tight windows. And that's basically it. So I'm just going to show you an example of a touch pass here. We're going to go on this streak to Julio Jones. We're just, as you can see, we got pretty much destroyed by, I believe that's Aaron Donald on that play. Let me do this again here. So as you can see, coming on a streak, we're just going to touch pass it. We just tap the, the square X button. We tapped this button once, considering we were throwing to the square X receiver, and he ended up catching it. It's best to do it on like streaks if your opponent has a really good run on your, or if your receiver has a really good run on your opponent, you can just go and use that. So that's pretty much it for the types of passes you can throw. Moving on now to pass leading. So pass leading is a little strategy that you can use to get more yards and completions. Now let's say I want to pass lead to the right. Now I'm going to go on this play here. I'm going to go over in a future video on how to do this play that basically beats every coverage. But we're going to, let's say here, we're going to move out here with Calvin Ridley, and we're just going to go where we led it to the sideline, and as you can see, we caught it. It had a very low chance of interception. So what I did on that play was I shifted out to the right. I moved Matt Ryan to my quarterback. What I did was I held right on the left analog stick to control Matt Ryan. I put him to the right, and then I threw the pass, and I was able to get a good completion. This also works if you're going to the left as well. So let's say, you know, we have, what's it called? I don't know, man. Yeah, basically you can do it to both sides. It's just a little strategy you can use, and it will be out of the opponent's reach. It will limit interceptions, and it's just overall a really, really good thing to use in Madden 20 if you are looking to get more completions. And that's pretty much it. Also, you got swerve catches. Now, what you're going to do on this play is we're just going to motion out Calvin Ridley. I'm going to show you what it is, and then I'm going to talk about it. So as you can see here, we just go, and then as you can see, I basically wiggled my receiver. This has been in Madden for a few years now. What swerve catching is the whole purpose of it is to get better animations. So basically, let's say you're on Calvin Ridley, right? And you want to get a better rat catch animation as opposed to the normal animation. What you're going to do is right before the receiver catches the ball, you're going to click B or O to click onto them. Then you're going to move your joystick to the left or right, or basically left to right or right to left. You're going to move it a little bit, and then you're going to do the rat catch or aggressive catch, whatever you're going to do, and it's going to give them a better animation, and it's going to allow them to, yeah, just get better animations, and it's basically could be the difference between a touchdown and like a 20-yard game. That's basically what it is at this point. So as you can see, just move them over. Now that was a bad swerve, but you do get better at it over time, and that is basically what it is. Now, guys, we're going to be moving on to breaking down coverages, so I'm going to get some stuff ready, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, guys, so here we go. We're going to be breaking down the different defensive coverages here. We're going to be breaking down kind of the big ones, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to beat them. So we're going to be breaking down cover 3, cover 2, we're going to be breaking down cover 3, cover 2, man coverage, and cover 4. Those are going to be kind of the major ones here. I'm going to break down the coverages, and I'm going to show you guys how to beat them. So the first thing that we're going to be going about here is going to be cover 3. We're running cover 3 sky out of the 3-4 odd formation. Now, as you can see, they have 2 curl flats on the field. Essentially, those are going to cover like curl route, like not curl routes, but like corner routes they're really good against, wheel routes they're really good against. And then you got 2 linebackers in the middle. They're on hook curls, so that's going to cover one specific zone in the middle. And then you got 3 deep zones. Those are going to obviously cover deep. So how you're going to beat this, there's actually a really good play that you can use out of strong close to beat this play. Essentially what it does is you put a guy on a comeback there, and then you put your tight end on a streak, and you block both of your running backs. What it will do is this left cornerback that's on Julio Jones, the square receiver, that cornerback is going to come down on that comeback route in a little bit, and it's going to allow you to throw the ball over the top and get an easy touchdown. And it's a really good one-play coverage beater. I will go over it in another one of my videos, but essentially how you're going to beat cover 3 is very simple here. The middle is a bit exposed here. Drag routes will beat it because most guys are playing deep. And also, the coverage beaters will be really good against this. Crossing routes, they will eventually get open. Like, usually the middle is kind of wide open with this. So, I'm just going to run this play, you know, stock and whatnot. So, we're just going to run it here. Looks like this. And then, we're going to motion out this receiver. We're going to hike the ball. And as you can see, got the bump, and they actually ended up getting an interception. But basically the point is that this can be beaten by very short routes, such as like drag routes and whatnot. Like I'll do an example right here. Just no adjustments. As you can see, drag routes get wide open. There's not really a lot of coverage down low, considering that there's no hard flats or cloud flats or soft squats on the field. So drag routes and also like slant routes and in routes are a really good way to expose cover 3. Moving on here to the next one, it's going to be Tampa 2. Now I'm going to be showing you the play art. So this time, instead of curl flats, there are cloud flats on the field, and you can also make them into hard flats or soft squats. This is going to do really good against those drag routes, those slant routes, those in routes, basically all the short routes it will do really good against. However, the big thing about this formation is that the middle is really exposed. As you can see, unless your opponent or unless you put a middle third, which would look like this, hypothetically, if you were to do that, unless you do this, and it looks like this, unless you do that, you're not going to get a lot of coverage in the middle, and you're going to get burned easily. So like post routes are really good against cover 2, wheel routes are really good against this, and I'll show you an example here on this play. So we're just going to run a simple wheel route. All the short routes are neutralized, but also the deep routes are you know, the deep routes you can get open, like these post routes and crossing routes, like this ARX route right here, this Hardy route. I don't know if you see it, and I'm going to highlight it for you right here. This route coming over the middle will get open eventually. So I'm just going to go over here, wheel route here with Calvin Ridley. We're just going to run this play. As you can see, pass lead. It's just really easy. That was a 30-yard reception. And it's really easy here. Wheel routes can really expose cover 2 and whatnot. Moving on here to the next one is going to be cover 1 or man coverage. So as you can see on this play, all the receivers are manned up except the tight end. And even then, like a linebacker can man up on the tight end. So how you're going to beat man coverage is very, very simple. Slant routes get open a lot. Drag routes get open. And also zig routes are really good against man coverage. And then if they're pressing, streak routes and fade routes are really good as well. If you have a really good receiver that has great beat press, then you can get open on those routes a lot. So essentially here, I'm just going to run it against man coverage. Also, wheel routes are great against man, so I'm just going to motion out my receiver here. Going to snap the ball. As you can see, he didn't really get caught up, but that drag route ended up getting open. So like drags and slants and whatnot. I take back my comment about wheel routes. And that is going to be man coverage. Now we're going to move on here to cover 4. So basically, I'm going to just make this simple for you guys. Cover 4 is basically cover 2, but it has curl flats and hook curls on the field. So essentially, it's like a cover 3 and cover 2 mix. And in the fact that the middle is still very wide open, so like post routes will get open easily against this, and also crossing routes will get open and whatnot. Like I'm going to run this play again. I'm going to show you guys here. We're just going to run this play. And I'm going to show you that the crossing routes will get open. And also, I think wheel routes get open on this play as well. Because as you can see, it's very, very deep. They play off a lot. You'll be able to hit up those wheel routes really easily because they just play so deep, man. I got to say, cover 3 and cover 1, or cover 4, excuse me, are really good playing against the deep routes. However, they're not great against short routes. So once again, slants, drags, like zig routes, they'll all be very, very good against cover 4 and cover 3 because they don't really play low. They kind of play the deep balls and whatnot, like the one play, the big hitters and whatnot. I'm just going to run this crossing route, though, just to show you guys. So I'm going to run it here, and it actually, as you can see, it did get open, but I don't believe we ran cover 4 on that play, excuse me. Let me just go back. Let me run cover 4. Let me just auto into it right here. So once again, I'm just going to show you. This is the play art. And by the way, guys, if you want any clarifications, I will be glad to give it down in the comment section below. I know I might not be the best at explaining things, so just let me know down in the comments, guys. You know, just sort of let me know. So as you can see, just wait a little bit, and then we just go to the sideline, and boom, just an easy catch right there with Hardy, and you can pass lead, and you'll get an easy reception there on crossing routes. So, guys, I think that's pretty much it on my passing tips video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, smash a like. Let's try to smash 5 likes. Once again, let me know down in the comments if you need any clarifications or any help. I'll be glad to give that to you. Anyway, though, guys, take care. But most importantly, stay classy.